Hello, it is Monday, 11/11. Welcome back. My name is Araya, and I do energy work and psychic mediumship. And I'm just feeling like talking about psychic surgery and working energy remotely to anywhere in the world because a lot of people don't think that's possible and they don't understand how it's possible. So I thought, let's share about that because I got to do psychic surgery with a client this morning, and it's so amazing and such an incredible tool, not only for healers out there, but for everybody that can receive it. I mean, what a great gift to be able to receive work from someone that you resonate with from anywhere in the world. Hi, Elaine, nice to see you. And Uma, nice to see you. Or Kinuani. We're just talking about psychic surgery today and energy work remotely and how that's possible. So for me, I've been doing energy work since 2003. And a couple of years into it, I had a very good friend in Barcelona. And we were actually going to try and start a healing center together over there. I love Barcelona. I fell in love with the place. Could never get a work visa to live over there. But I certainly tried. And let's see, I'm just gonna, hi Shauna, nice to see you. I'm just gonna switch this so that I can see comments. Oh, thank you, Shauna. Love to you too. And I'm just talking today about remote healing work. How does energy get to be worked with from anywhere in the world? And what's psychic surgery? What's that all about? Because I got to do it this morning and it sometimes comes up. So backtracking, Barcelona, great friend there, love that place. And when I started doing my healing work, I think it was about 3 years in, that it was put on my heart. God just started inspiring me, hi Nikki, to see how I could work with more than people just in person, just in front of me. And because I had this great friend who's very energetically aware, she's been on her path for a long time, had done a lot of energy work and healing work. She's a sound healer, incredible crystal bowl player. And I just was inspired. My guides kept saying, do a session with her remotely from here. And I was like, what? How can that be? That's not possible. She's in Barcelona. And then I started realizing, they started showing me how, outside the time-space continuum, energy is just energy. So literally, once you can exit the three-dimensional realm and move into just the energetic realms, you can manipulate energy anywhere on the planet. You can go and do that. So I just thought, okay, my guides are leading me to do this, so I'm going to try it. And the incredible thing was that we had this beautiful session. We weren't speaking at all. And for many years, I didn't even speak on the phone with my clients. I would do the session and have them just receive for an hour and then be in touch by email about what came through from their guides and guardians afterwards. And so we'd start a dialogue afterwards. But this particular session with her, so I did the work and then I had said, okay, let it sit for 24 hours and then contact me. And the cool thing was that she says, that was hands down the most powerful experience I've ever had. She's like, that's incredible. And I was like, yeah, that is incredible. That just opens up the universe, that opens so many possibilities to what we can do with each other, for each other, because our soul tribe is spread out all over the world. Our soul family that we have contracts with and are resonated with to actually do healing work with it's all over. We've all come back from different lifetimes. We're in different places, and we slowly encounter each other. I know, at least for me, most of my soul tribe, they're all over. I have clients in the UK, Switzerland, Spain, France, Canada, Australia, and it's so beautiful. I love that international aspect to my work. So how do you go outside the time-space continuum? You're doing that in your meditation. When you connect to God's source directly, you're in that space where you're in your body, but you're not of your body, and you are actually just your energy field. And your energy field can move anywhere. When you let your body go in your sleep state, and when our body passes and we move on past it into the spirit realms, we are actually going into that same dimensional space where there's no time-space continuum, and you can actually move freely by a thought. I know teleportation is going to be possible on this planet. I really want to figure that out because we used to know how to do it. But that's how you travel in the spirit realms. You have a thought of a person or place where you want to be, and boom, you are there. Takes some training, apparently, but it's possible. So it's the same thing. You expand and you set your intention, and there you are. And so when I work, I'm able to sit with the person's energy body directly in front of me, or on the table if I'm working through their auric field and want to access it as if they're on a massage table in front of me. I just visualize them there and then take us both outside that time-space continuum and start working. And that's where psychic surgery can come in. Because if there's something going on in the physical body, it has an underlying aspect in the energy and emotional bodies. Usually it's created by a density or blockage in the emotional body. And then in the energy body, you've got the densities and residual going on that eventually affect the physical body. The physical body is the last to actually finally have an effect from it. So when we go in, we can go in and we can deal with the emotional body and see, okay, where's the root of this? What's creating this in the physical body? What is the underlying root trauma from childhood that created this, that put up this barrier, that put up this wall, that put in this density? And they're all temporary, but they're temporary until we remove them, right? So some people feel like they're permanent. They never remove them in their whole life. So going in, hi Tamra, glad to see you here. And so the emotional body we can deal with, and that is when we're actually talking in person and we dive in and we see where's the root cause, what's this coming from. We get pictures, information from your guides about what's happening. Why is that trauma there? What was the trauma? What was the original trigger? And then if there's an actual physical thing going on in the body, we can go into the energy body and actually do psychic surgery. And usually when I do that, like today, I always have my guardian angels with me to do that. And quite often I'll actually even ask them to put their hands through mine so that I have my own healing energy, but theirs just amplifies it to no end, right, to God's level. And so we go into the energy body and then actually do surgery as if we're there, pulling apart densities, making space with them, getting the residual out. And for instance, today we had this density there that we squeezed it in. We put pressure on it so that the client could actually feel the pressure in their body and tune into the emotional aspect and the energetic aspect of it, and release from there, from the client's end. Because healers can go in and do the work, but unless the client is actually doing their piece with their desires, showing their instigation, their actually movement forward, taking action on it, it's just going to come back into place. A healer can clear you umpteen times, but until you get to the root and really have a desire to move it out yourself, boom, it's just going to keep coming back. So going in, holding space, and then guiding, giving direction for the client to actually know where to go, what to do, breathe into it, feel the spaciousness, tap the root, pull it out. So that's what I got to do today. It was absolutely awesome. So I'm sort of on a high from it. Really fun. If you guys have any questions, feel free to post them. I'm actually I've graduated, I think, because I can see comments on Facebook Live. Hi, Prasanna Anand. Beautiful to see you. Thanks for joining. Does anybody have a question? Where are you guys coming in from? Talking about international, worldwide, universal energy work. I bet we have some international stuff going on here in our little people that are watching it. Prasanna, where are you from? And Tamara, I know we've connected on Facebook, but where are you actually from? I'd love to hear that. I know there's a little delay, so I'll let it go. But it's an amazing field. It's an amazing field that is so beyond potential and so beyond what most people consider possible. And I think the beauty of science and spirit is that they're finally starting to meet, and true healing is going to start happening. I know that even in hospitals now, some of them are getting aware of the impact of music on our energy body. Tyler, Texas, beautiful. I'm going to come back to that. And Nikki's in New York, New Jersey. My sister-in-law is actually from Tyler, Texas, so I love the City of Roses. Beautiful. And yes, thumbs up. Can I do the surgery on myself? Yes, Elaine, if you are an energy worker and you know how to go in, you absolutely can do psychic surgery on yourself. It can be more effective sometimes to have an outside party assisting or directing, especially if you want to do it totally on your own. Definitely invite your angels, guides, guardians in to assist you. And to protect you, because you're in a pretty vulnerable place when you're doing that, you know, wide open, like here I am. So you want to make sure that no negative entities are around that can influence or whatever. So make sure there's a strong sphere of protection around you when you actually go in to do that. But absolutely, anybody that's trained or does energy work can definitely do surgery on themselves. And I totally forgot my train of thought where I was talking before. I saw Tyler, Texas and New York coming on. Isn't that funny? I totally forgot. I'm showing my age now. But I love my work. I love being able to do. I'm getting ready for surgery. I will be doing lots of healing work on myself. Nikki, fantastic. It's so rewarding to do, and it makes this surgery, when we do have to go through physical surgeries or trauma, it makes it so much easier when you have the capacity to do healing work on yourself, or if you have friends that can assist sending Reiki or doing, you know, prayers. Even if you have a group that can just pray around you and keep sending that, it makes the healing so much faster. And I would encourage you, as you're doing healing work on yourself, to pray as you're doing it. Pray for the truth of the underlying, hi Angela, of the underlying emotion that's related to what you're having surgery about. Just as a general rule of thumb, if you're a right hand dominant, typically things on the right side of the body are going to be related to traumas around your father issues, going way back in childhood. If it's on your left side of your body, try to get more information directed towards, you know, things that might have happened with your mom, just to give you a little heads up insight as a general rule. It's not hard and fast, but absolutely, I invite all to, Nikki, yes. And yeah, so doing work on yourself, inviting guides, guardians, angels in, having someone assist you. And I wish I could remember the train of thought I was on before I started looking at the comments. This is sort of a distraction, but it's fabulous. What if you're trying to keep a certain frequency and are around low density frequencies, being an empath? How to ease the difference? Okay, so you're trying to keep a certain frequency and are around low density frequencies. Well, you know, we're around lower density frequencies all day, every day, right? I mean, we're in the world. We're part of the world. So it's being in the world, but not of it. So maintaining your own frequency really just is about maintaining your own energy field, maintaining your psychic shield, so to speak. So when your auric field, this is a really big one for empaths, and I had a conversation with a client last week about this who's an empath. You take on more people's stuff when your energy body is huge. So Tamara, make sure that as you walk around in the world, that your energy body, your auric field, is in about 18 to 24 inches. Unknowingly, when we are on our path and we're feeling huge and we're big, we make ourselves much bigger than we should be and need to be, because that triggers a lot of people. And sometimes it's good to trigger, but when you're going around in the world and your energy field is too big, you take on more people's stuff. You can really sense it a lot stronger. And so I would just focus first on reining that in. Hi, Randy. And that might really help. See if that makes a difference. Because in your own field, you're going to want to constantly be clearing your own field, your own frequency. So maintaining that frequency, but also being in that space where, you know, sometimes dimming yourself down versus holding your light. If you're trying to have a conversation with someone that's going to shed light on something for them, or give them an insight, or plant a seed for their own spiritual awakening down the road, yeah, maybe they're in a lower density frequency, that they're still a child of God and they're still a beautiful soul, and that seed needs to be planted. So allowing yourself to bring your energy field to a place where you are relating with them in a way that they can hear you. So having vocabulary or consciously sending out a prayer that, okay, I'm in a conversation with this person. I feel like maybe their insider knowledge is maybe not as high as mine, or maybe their field feels a little denser than mine today. How can I assist and shed light on that for them in a way that they can hear it and get it? And sometimes that just takes like consciously like bringing your frequency to a place that matches theirs so that they can hear it. It's like saying, you know, there's a lot of trainers out there say, talk to them like they're second graders. When you explain something to a 9-year-old, you choose words that are very easy to understand. So hopefully that helps, if that makes any sense to you, Tamara, on your question. And just always cleaning your own auric field. You'll maintain your frequency both by what you're putting in your body and consciously clearing your field on a regular basis. Hi, Laurie. Nice to see you. And I use a golden sun through my field a lot. Having a golden sun right up here, bringing it all the way through and down and out to the core of the earth really helps. And that you can do all day long. You know, it takes just a few seconds. And just, I think the biggest part about maintaining your frequency is being conscious of it. You know, during our day, we get pulled down into the run-of-the-mill rat race things that, you know, whether we're out shopping and doing errands, the guy's cutting us off, things that if we're not really conscious all day, which sometimes it's hard to be when we have a shopping list to do and, you know, things that got to be fixed, or a whole list of to-dos before bedtime or before I got to pick up the kids or whatever. It's just constantly bringing that awareness in. How can I continually wake myself up all day long as to, am I standing in my truth? Am I in my highest light right now? Am I letting myself be brought down by the energy fields around me with just situations in life? And so it's just making a conscious effort. And I think the more we do it, the more we live in our truth and have conversations with people around us. I find that I am able to carry myself in my light on a more regular, constant basis when I am open to talking about this stuff with just about anybody. And it's a beautiful thing when I get to have conversations like at church. I got to meet Angela for the first time. I got to listen to Don Miguel Ruiz Jr. at church yesterday. How cool is that? Not only does he live in Reno, apparently his dad, Don Miguel Ruiz, author of the 4 Agreements, they live in Reno now. And he is a guest speaker at our church on a regular basis. And he's just so clear and so beautiful. And I see that in him, where his frequency, it's because he's conscious, because he's willing to have those conversations, to bring the conversation up to here all the time, regardless of who he's talking to. Because even if they can't understand it on this level, you know, we try to bring it down so that they can, but even if they're not, maybe they're listening in from over here, it's going to plant a seed and it's going to bring something out, and you're going to be in more joy and always more aware of your journey and what you're doing and your consciousness and your frequency when you're willing to talk about it with anybody. You know, we have a lot of fears about vulnerability, about being judged, being ostracized, being looked at as, wow, they're a little too far out there. And you know what? If that's happening in your relationships and your friendships, just be willing to say, I guess they're not part of my tribe and they're not going to come along with me, because I'm standing in my truth, I'm walking forward, and this is who I am, this is what I want to talk about, because this lights me on fire, this brings me joy, this makes me stay conscious and aware of my own journey all the time. You know, I talked last week about my experience over Labor Day weekend and my car breaking down, and how I could have had just a really crappy day and weekend if I let myself stay in a low vibration of it. But when I stay in my higher consciousness of it and see the perfection that God put in the design of every piece of that car breakdown, then I see the magic, and the perspective is over here, and that's where we become the change we want to see in the world. It's by changing that perspective, and whoa, okay, my journey is radically different now. I'm not in these low frequencies because I'm not allowing myself to be there. It's only other people that want you to pull you down and be there, unless you went, yeah, okay, so Saturday, Sunday football starting up again, right? NFL starting. It doesn't mean anything to me, but it means things to my friends. So do I go watch the game with them and try, you know, talk about whatever? Or do I say, you know what, why don't we meet after the game and go talk about stuff that I like. You got to find your balance. You got to find, what really keeps you in a place where you feel lit up in your desire, in your passion, all the time. So, boy, we got off on a great tangent. Thanks for the question. I don't want to run on too long today, just our regular Monday meetup, but I think I'm going to change it to Monday meetup. That's what it's going to be called now, because I love this. And I love that so many people joined in today. And I hope that some questions were answered. And any of you that are energy workers or dabbling in it, ask to be shown from your guides how to do psychic surgery on yourself. And try it. Never hurts to try. Have a fabulous Monday. Thanks for checking in, and we will see you soon. Bye.